Good morning, Michael. How's it going? You should be able to have screen sharing ability, and you should be able to unmute as well.
There we go.
If you can, just
Fantastic.
let me. Yeah,
Hi, good morning, Travis. How you doing today, sir?
good.
Good. Good to
How about
hear.
you?
Good to hear. Doing very well. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, I'm gonna
Nice.
see if I can share my screen here. Okay, so it says this will stop another screen sharing. Would you like to continue? Okay, so yes, it is allowing me. I would
Okay.
hate for me to take away your fantastic flyer that you've created. So I will wait till we get started. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Fantastic.
All right, thanks a lot.
Of course.
Looks like okay. About 9:01. I say we go ahead and get started for today. So today we have a guest speaker, Michael with PrimeStreet. We started with PrimeStreet back in around I think February this year, and they're somewhat similar to like Opcity if you've worked with Opcity in the past, where they are a pay at close um, lead generation company. So they generate the leads, they nurture them, and when the lead, the consumer, whoever it is on the line, they do a live transfer over to you. So what they do is they'll send out a notification that there is a lead available in your area, and it's first come, first serve. Whoever accepts that lead will get a live phone transfer and an introduction to the lead while on the phone. So, and again, this is a pay at close model. So they do take a percentage, a small percentage at closing. Does not cost anything to be a part of this program. They do service, they're a little newer to California. They're servicing most of Southern California right now, and I believe they're going to be expanding into some other areas as well. So if you're on our team and you're, in the Southern California area, you're probably in a region that they are covering currently. And if you're outside of Southern California, I would say it's still worth watching this webinar so that when they open up that territory, you'll already know what to do, or you could go back and reference this webinar. So with that, today we're going to talk about how to be successful with PrimeStreet leads. So obviously there's an algorithm to this and different things you can do to boost your score with them, get more access to referrals, so on and so forth. So, and that's what Michael is going to cover for us today. So welcome, Michael. How's it going?
Doing well, Travis. Thank you so much for allowing me to facilitate this, training and best practices session. We're going to dive into this, and I want to make sure everyone gets started off on the right foot here at PrimeStreet, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing today. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen, and we will jump into this.
All right, sounds good.
Fantastic. All right, let's see here. Make sure. Wonderful. I think it started. There we go.
That was on mute. Yep, you're good. We can see your screen.
Fantastic.
And team, if you have any questions along the way, you can throw them in the chat, and then we'll just kind of answer them either as we go or towards the end. So,
Fantastic. All
all
right.
right.
All right, everyone. Well, I'd like to formally introduce myself. My name is Michael McLennan, and I am the lead account manager for the partner experience team here at PrimeStreet. And for those of you who have not heard of PrimeStreet just yet, or may be a little unfamiliar with what we do, today's meeting will take you through a referrals journey from your point of view, and then I'll speak directly regarding our qualification methods and our quality guidelines. So let's go ahead and jump on in. So at a high level, everyone, PrimeStreet is a referral source that qualifies online leads and then live transfers those leads to the agents that can service the client's areas and needs. So let's discuss the ways in which PrimeStreet provides value for you. So as you can see on my screen here, everyone, the PrimeStreet referral team is working for you 7 days a week. We use proven follow-up techniques and the latest technology to make that all important initial connection with the lead. Buyers often need time to get their credit in order, I'm sure you all know that, they have to save for a down payment or wait for their current lease to expire. The PrimeStreet system nurtures prospects until they are ready. Our experienced referral team is trained to sort leads by both intent and the ability to move quickly. Only these PrimeStreet qualified referrals are matched with our local partners. At that point of time, a seamless handoff in our mobile application helps you take each PrimeStreet qualified referral to the closing table. Our nurturing process engine allows you to focus on each step of the buyer or seller's journey. So let's dig a little bit deeper into how the service works. The way that the service works is whenever a client goes online to get information about listing their home or to start the purchase process and then submits a lead, our wonderful team of customer service representatives will reach out to them within 5 seconds on average of the client submitting their information. Our team will then take the client through our interview process, which I'll cover more in depth here in a few moments, and then they'll ping the available agents in the client's area that provide the types of services that the client is looking for, like the neighborhood and the price range. So as you can see on my screen here, everyone, the agents that fit the client's profile will be arranged in order from first to last. The agent at the top of the list, who is ranked first, will of course receive the alert notification first, and the agent who is ranked last will receive theirs last. I will also be covering how to push yourself to the top of this totem pole to receive the alerts in a higher priority than anyone else. And that's the main goal today, to make sure everyone has the best practices and how to manipulate the algorithm. I'm very thorough. If you can't tell already, I want to make sure I go over all of the details regarding PrimeStreet today. So to dig a little bit further into this, the available and ranked agents, everyone, will receive the alert in 8-second intervals from each other. So whenever this client gets sent out, we do not blast one client to all agents all at the same time. We send it out in 8-second intervals from each other until an agent selects accept on that notification. So even if an agent receives the alert before you do by the order of the algorithm, if you're the first agent to click accept, you will receive a congratulations notification letting you know that you've won the referral and to expect a phone call from one of our awesome customer service representative members. At that time, we'll place the client on hold and then reach out to the award-winning agent to cover the details that we've collected during our conversation, and then ask whether or not if you'd like to work with the client that we have on the line. So just to cover everything that I just talked about, everyone, the PrimeStreet CSR screens the customer for transaction readiness. Invitations are sent out in ranking order to agents depending on the best likelihood and the settings that they've inputted into the application, which I'll also cover today. The first agent to click accept wins the lead. And then the PrimeStreet CSR calls the agent with the consumer still on the line. And then we have a warm, awesome transfer for you to seamlessly enter that conversation. Now, I also want to make sure everyone has all of the information. So whenever you win a referral, everyone, and that call is going to come through, please make sure that you answer that call. That call from the customer service representative is very important for you to answer. If you do not answer that call, that could hinder your score and your ability to garner more referrals in the long run. So make sure that you answer that call whenever the PrimeStreet CSR calls you. Now, the invitation, whenever it gets sent to you, you can click accept or decline on that invitation, and I'll go further into detail about that as well. So there's tiers that happen here. The first notification you will receive is going to be from the PrimeStreet mobile application, and it will be coming through as a push notification banner, just like Facebook or Instagram, any social media or any application. As a matter of fact, anytime you get a notification, it comes as a banner, right? So that first notification, whenever you click on that, it's going to open up the application and give you the option to click accept or decline on that invitation. Clicking accept is wonderful because it's going to increase your odds of winning that referral. Clicking decline doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form, everyone. And I'll go further into detail here about that as well. I do see a question that popped up through the chat. Is there a desktop app as well? Yes. So there absolutely is a desktop application for the PrimeStreet. Now, just to let you know, the desktop application does not allow you to accept or decline leads. The desktop application is there for you to update and leave notes on the clients that you have in your pipeline, which I'll go over more in depth here in a few moments. That is a wonderful question. Perfect. All right. So as you can see here on my screen here, everyone, we've developed an application that allows all agents and everyone to keep track of every referral that you've won. You can figure out where your clients are in the process. You can call, text, email directly from the mobile application. Leo, you're very welcome. I just saw your thank you. You're very, very welcome. So as you can see here on my screen, everyone, whenever you win that referral, whenever you click accept and that referral has been won, it's going to be in the receive stage that you see here. After you've done the warm transfer and you have indeed talked to that client, we encourage all agents to move it to the second stage, which is going to be the spoken with stage. Pretty self-explanatory, right? The third stage that you see here is going to be the met with or shown homes. So you are more than welcome to move your client to this stage if you've met with them virtually, because that's the world that we live in now, and that's not going to go away anytime soon. Or of course, if you've met them in person and then you've shown them home. So any type of movement through your pipeline is going to be very beneficial for you and your score. And I'll cover your agent score more in depth here in a few moments as well. The last three are pretty self-explanatory as well. If the client has made an offer, you move them to here. Under contract, you move them to here. And then if you indeed received a closing, congratulations, and then just move your client within the close stage as soon as possible. As I just mentioned a few moments ago, everyone, you can text, call, email, and even video call if your clients, if you like them enough. And you can do this all from the mobile application. Now, whenever you click on the text message button, as you can see on my screen here, it will automatically swap from your PrimeStreet mobile application over to your default texting app that on your phone, no matter if it's an Android or an iPhone, it'll just swap from this PrimeStreet screen over to your default texting screen. We do not monitor calls or texts whatsoever. We just see that you sent a text or that you've made a call, which is awesome as well. So we are going to get into the client interview questions and the process that we take the clients before that warm transfer has been made. So we want to make sure that we are transferring referrals that are looking to buy or sell within 6 months or less. We also want to make sure that they have a price point of $100,000 and above. And we also double check that they have sufficient credit. Now, these are the questions that we are legally allowed to ask the client. So for example, everyone, we ask the client where they rate their credit. We are unable to ask what their specific credit score is. We just ask them if they rate it poor, fair, excellent, and things like that. We do not purchase rental leads from our vendors. We do, however, everyone, transfer leads as rentals if the client indicates they're interested in renting. You are more than welcome to turn off rentals if you do not wish to work with them, and that's completely okay. I have a slide for that as well. We pre-screen every single lead before transferring them over to you. We also ask whether or not if the client is already working with an agent, and we'll disconnect from them if they are, unless their current agent isn't working out and that they don't have a signed agreement with them as well. In which case, we'll continue the qualification and attempt to connect them with one of our agents. And then we'll let you know about that standing relationship whenever we place the client on hold, and then brief you on that conversation before the warm transfer has been made, right? And that's where this seamless warm transfer happens, and everybody loves it. Most brokers and agents that I talk to, on a day-to-day basis, they've all heard of the LP Mama qualification method. That's been in the industry for a really long time now, right? And we follow that same in-depth structure and qualification method, as you can see on my screen here, just in a different order. That's based on the PrimeStreet customer service representative's conversation flow, because we ask questions in order that's typically psychologically proven to obtain more information from the client, because we're asking the softer questions first, like trying to tee up an appointment, what's the best day for them to meet with you? And then we transition into the harder questions as the interview progresses as well. So, we always try to ask as many questions as we can. And as you all know, some clients don't know what they don't know. So we do our best to give you as much information that we obtain from the client as possible as well. So we're going to get into enrollment. If anyone is active, and or you're going through the process, or you've not gotten the invitation just yet, I want to make sure you know the process so it's seamless and concise for you. And if you get stuck anywhere, we have an awesome dedicated onboarding specialist. Her name is Miss Jackie Andrus. She is a rock star. She'll help you get through enrollment, as well as I'm going to be in your corner. I'm a workaholic, so I'll make sure that you guys are taken care of as much as possible. So whenever you sign up, you're going to go through these enrollment steps. So as you can see here, the first thing that we send you is going to be an entry questionnaire. It's going to take you a couple minutes for you to fill this out. After you fill this out, we're going to send you an agent agreement. It's just going to go over all the terms, conditions, and fees associated whenever you get a closing with PrimeStreet. After you get that filled out, it's going to get back to us automatically. And then we are going to send you an agent onboarding course. That's going to be different from what we're doing today. It's going to be on your mobile device. It's going to take you a couple of minutes to go through. And then after that, we send you a unique invitation code and the instructions on how to download the PrimeStreet mobile application, depending on if you're on an iPhone and an Android. The process is a little bit different, but still easy nonetheless. We just want to make sure you have everything going through this process. After that, you've downloaded the application. You're ready to rock. You're going to start inputting your first and last name whenever you open the application. Type in the password, keep it in a safe place. And then the first step, you will be setting your settings is to select your coverage area, everyone. So this is your way of letting us know where you'd like to receive leads. And we do this by asking you to enter only one primary zip code, and only one is allowed in the application, only one primary zip code, and then selecting a radius around that zip code. So you can type in any zip code, and it will allow you to select a radius, and it is in 5-mile increments. So if you'd like to be within 5 miles or up to 25 miles, completely up to you. I suggest 25, and I'll tell you why here in a few moments as well. The next step is we ask you to provide your availability, and this is how you'll let us know when you're available and ready to start receiving referral invitations. We set up your profile to make sure that your primary zip code, is located in a higher volume area. And I will send Mr. Travis a referral volume pie graph that we've created showing the major volume counties to the lowest, going from highest to the lowest. And you can set yourself up for success using that pie graph. And I'll make sure everyone has that at the end of our call by the end of the day today. So I will make sure everyone gets that. The very last step here, everyone, is going to be the application permissions. So this is pretty important. All applications, whenever you open up an app nowadays, whether it be an Android or an iPhone, it pops up with something saying, would you like this application to send you notifications? Please hit yes. This is going to allow the application to send you whenever a new referral is available. So just hit allow, and it will send the notifications whenever a new referral is available, or whenever a client is about to go overdue, anything like that, it sends you push notifications, and it's very helpful for you to have those on. So that is a very, very cool thing. The next couple things I wanted to show everyone today is going to be our awesome features that we have in the application. So you are more than welcome to type in excluded zip code. So at the bottom right-hand corner of your PrimeStreet mobile application, you're going to see this little profile button, and I'm so sorry if it's tiny for everyone. So you're going to see this little profile button right there. After you click on that, at the top right-hand corner, you're going to see a pencil and pad symbol. You're going to click on that, and that's going to allow you to edit your settings. So after you've set up your account and you want to go back and change something, you click on profile, click on the pencil and pad symbol, and this is going to allow you to edit. Now, all the way at the bottom, you're going to see something that says, I will not work within. And this is where you're going to add the zip codes that you do not wish to work. And that is an awesome feature I wanted to show everyone today. The next cool feature, as I mentioned earlier, you're able to toggle off renters at any time. So same process, right? You click profile, you click the pencil and pad symbol at the top right-hand corner of your screen. You find the renter notch, if you just make sure you click that off in the notches on the left side, that means it's off. And then any changes that you make in your mobile application, everyone, click save at the top right-hand corner. That's going to just concrete any changes that you've made within the mobile application. Because if you make a change and you close out of the application, it does not save it. So make sure you click save at the top right-hand corner. Perfect. We are going to get into best practices. And, I want to make sure everyone has, the cheat codes and all the juicy details on how to manipulate the algorithm to receive more referrals. Does anyone have absolutely any questions for me before we get into the PrimeStreet best practices?
Doesn't look like it yet, and I don't have any yet either. So I
Awesome.
guess we can go ahead and keep going. If you
Good to go.
do, again, just throw them in the chat, and we will definitely get those answered.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Travis. All right. Well, yeah, let's jump into best practices. This is my favorite part of my presentation. Huge nerd. I used to be a software developer. So, getting into this and making sure everyone has all the information that I can give you is really, really cool. So, let's jump in. So the first tip on using the PrimeStreet mobile application, everyone, is to start out by having your settings completely open. So let's get into further detail about this. So as I mentioned, right, you're able to set your price point to anything that you'd like, but we advise placing your minimum price all the way down to 0, as you can see on my screen here, right? And then all the way up to 20 million, which is the highest, or any price. And this is going to widen the parameters for the application to send you as many invitations that it can learn from. This is great. We want you to receive as many invitations as you can, even if you're declining them. The algorithm works the same as most applications trying to learn about you and your preferences. So, for example, my wife and I just moved into a home, and we're realizing how much furniture is and stuff like that. It's a bit of a sticker shock. We were looking at dining room tables on Google, and then we swapped over to Facebook. We were seeing ads for dining room tables, because it's kind of targeting you and it's kind of scary, but the algorithm works the same way. So if you're receiving more, right, you're going to have more opportunities to engage with the application, which is going to increase your priority in the referral alerts, just as I showed us at the beginning of the meeting, how to push yourself up that totem pole. This is exactly how. So, if you keep yourself wide open and give yourself as many invitations as you can to respond to, this is going to push your way up that totem pole. It's looking how often you use the application, how often you make updates, how many notes you've left. This means that the more that you log in, everyone, the more thorough you are with your referrals, and the more that you reject the alerts that you don't want, because it doesn't hurt you, right? The higher you'll be considered in the decision tree. As I mentioned earlier, this system scores agents from top to bottom, highest likelihood and best match at the top, and lowest likelihood at the bottom, by simply responding to as many invitations, meaning possible referrals, by simply, logging in, making yourself and responding. It's going to be very beneficial to move yourself to the top. And that's exactly how you get the high priority referrals and higher quality referrals as well. The second metric, everyone, the algorithm will consider is whether or not you're up to date as well. So PrimeStreet requires all agents to log into their mobile application once every 7 days to leave some sort of notation on the clients that you have in your pipeline. If you go past 7 days, everyone, you'll be placed under something called an overdue status, and that's what hinders you in the matching system, and it will lower you in the matching system if you're overdue past the 7 days. If you go past 14 days, everyone, and this is what we really want to try to avoid, you're going to be placed under something called admin hold, as you can see on my screen here. Your account will be automatically paused and ineligible to receive further invitations until you log back in, provide updates to those clients, and then 24 hours later, after you've updated your clients, you'll be unpaused and eligible to start receiving possible referrals once again. So, set a reminder in your phone just to log in once every 7 days. Again, I'm a workaholic. You'll probably get a quick little reminder text message from me, just because I'll always be checking on everyone. I want to make sure everyone keeps their score high, to go in and update your referrals as well. I will also want to talk about removing referrals, everyone. So you are more than welcome to remove the referrals in your pipeline that you do not wish to work with anymore. Now, we always like to see what the best metrics are and how to help your score. So we encourage everyone to leave the client in your pipeline for at least 49 days before removing them. Leaving notes, because sometimes clients don't respond, you're following up and things like that. And we have an option for that, everyone. It's called long-term hold. And this allows you to essentially place the client's records on a shelf for 30 days or longer, until that client reaches back out, or if they don't, because sometimes they don't and they go completely MIA. And if you get to that 49-day mark and they're still not responding, everyone, please remove them. We completely understand. But that long-term hold option there is for you to use at any time whenever a client's not responding and you're trying to either, if they mention to you that they need to work on their credit and things like that, place them on long-term hold until you see that they are working on it, and then you've actually met with them and shown homes. Or if they still not responded or have worked on their credit, you're more than welcome to remove them and just leave a note at that point in time. So 30 days or longer, until you hit the 49 days, and you're more than welcome to remove that client. Just let everyone know, a little tip: the application is going to send you a push notification on the 26th or the 27th day when that client is on long-term hold, to let you know that they're about to fall out on the 30th. And you can do one out of two things, of course. You can place them back in for another 30 days or until they hit the 49 days, or you can place them back into your pipeline at that point in time as well. So I also want to show you, everyone, the PrimeStreet metrics. So, you can see how well you are doing within the PrimeStreet mobile application, with the performance metrics that you see here on my screen. How well you're responding, how well, you are accepting or declining any of the leads, and how, if you are not responding to any of them as well. We give you an agent score to kind of give you a visual representation of your performance. And think of this kind of like a rewards card from Starbucks, or any of your other places, your favorite places to shop. The more that you use the application, the more you will continually increase your score, which unlocks and garners a higher volume of invitations and quality, right? So do your best to leave notes, move your clients through the pipeline, and that's going to all help increase your agent score. All agents, whenever they become activated within the PrimeStreet network, you all start at 65. You can go up or down depending on if you're going overdue, quite a bit, or if you are progressing your clients through the pipeline or leaving notes, that will help you increase and get into, as you can see here, all agents start off at the bronze level. Get yourself into the silver, gold, and platinum range, and you'll see a direct correlation into the quality and the volume of leads. I apologize. I probably sound like a broken record already getting into this point of time. Your agent score is a direct result of engagement within the PrimeStreet mobile application. It's one of the biggest factors for receiving more leads. If you're not using the app, well, the system will not view you as active, and leads will not be sent in your direction. So do your best to stay as active as possible. The third metric, everyone, is going to be engagement. So, we encourage all agents using the PrimeStreet mobile application to click on as many invitations that come through on their mobile device as possible, just as I mentioned earlier, right? This is going to help the application learn about you and your preferences. And as I mentioned, the application learns about what you want and don't want from you clicking the accept button or clicking the decline button, which doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form. If an agent clicks accept on an invitation because it fits what you're looking for, then the application will try to send you more of those, right? If you decline the ones that you do not want, it will start to wither those away and not send you any of those in the future, which is awesome, right? So if you're not feeding the application the data that it needs, and what I mean by that is not responding at all, this is going to slow you down, and this is what we do not want. As a fail-safe, if you're not responding at all, the application will not view you as active. It will slow your volume and quality down, and we don't want to cause any frustration. So do your best by staying engaged. And I have a couple of examples here, everyone. So if we send you 9 invitations and you decline 8, it's completely okay, because declining is still a positive engagement, and you unrespond to 1, you're still going to be at an 88% response rate. Completely okay. What we want to try to avoid, everyone, is if we send you 14 invitations, you accept 1, decline 3, and then have the majority of them unresponded, it's going to put you at around a 28 response rate. And this is where it can slow you down exponentially, because it doesn't think that you're there. So, do your best by staying engaged as much as possible. What we have for this is a really, really cool feature. If you anticipate being occupied with, client meetings, engagements, or if you are on lunch break and you just want to eat lunch in peace, you are more than welcome to open the mobile application. And at the very top, after you click on your profile section at the bottom right-hand corner, at the very top where it says I'm available, turn that off. You won't receive any invitations, but you won't miss anything either. And using the do not disturb does not hurt you in any way, shape, or form. So you can use this liberally, no problem at all. It won't hurt you in any way. If you're busy, turn this I'm available off, and you won't receive, as I mentioned, but you're going to keep your engagement high in case if you receive some and you didn't respond. This will negate it altogether. Oh, perfect. I do see a question. What about accepted but ran out of time? Does that count as active or put as a negative? So if you accepted the client, for example, Leo, so to answer your question, so if you accepted the client and if somebody accepted it before you still engaged with it, and that's still positive. Even if somebody won it because they were just a little bit faster than you, but you still accepted it, that's okay. That's great. That's exactly what we're looking for. It'll send you a push notification letting you know that, somebody else accepted it, best of luck for the next referral. If so if you receive a referral and then, if somebody clicks accept and you didn't respond to it altogether, that's when it's going to disappear from everyone's phone, and that's when it counts as unresponsive. It's if somebody click accept, wins the lead, and then it disappears from everyone's phone. When it disappears, that's when it goes as unresponsive. I hope that answered your questions, Leo. And then
I think I think he might be referring to, well, I don't know. Let's just say they were driving in a car and
hmm?
they didn't respond for half an hour, and then they did click accept or whatever. Then and then it pops up a notice that it was too long of time, ran out of time.
Yeah, great question. So if it shouldn't, so once somebody accepts it, it will disappear from everyone's phone. So if you're driving and you missed it and somebody else accepted it, it will disappear from your phone, and you can't, you won't be able to open it and click accept or decline, because it will be gone at that point in time, if that makes sense.
Will it still count as a positive engagement if it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes from the time the notification came through?
If it allows you to click accept, yes, do it. And it will still
Okay.
be positive, yeah.
Okay.
If it
All right.
hasn't
I think
disappeared,
that's where he was going with that. Yeah.
yeah. If it allows you, let's see here. I've seen accept and I hit, and it always says it's been taken. Yeah, that's great. That's great. If it yes, even if it's allowing you, and that might be a new update, if it's allowing you to click accept, especially if somebody has already won, do it. Please do it, because that's going to keep your engagement percentage high. Absolutely. Perfect. And then let's see here. Another question. What does it mean that Broker Boost is off? Great questions, everyone. Yeah. So Broker Boost is um, a product that we offer at a broker level. And what it does is boosts your agent score specifically, by either 5, 10, or 15%. And what it does is it's a guaranteed boost in your scores. And as I mentioned, right, your scores are direct correlation to garnering more referrals and higher quality referrals. So that's what Broker Boost does. It puts you at the forefront of our matching system because it's boosting your scores by the 5, 10, or 15%. Mr. Travis, if you'd like to know more about that, please let me know. We can discuss it further, okay?
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't familiar with that one.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, for sure. What I'll do, I will compile a, PDF for you and I'll send you all the information. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect. Awesome. Any other questions, guys? You guys are awesome. Keeping me on my toes today. Perfect. All right, everyone. So I created a T graph to show everyone what affects your referral volume and what affects your agent score. So as you can see here, response rate, your frequency, as I just covered, right? The more that you respond, your frequency, it's going to help you garner higher volume and higher quality. Your response time, we recommend all agents to respond as fast as you can, but life. So, being in between, around 20 to 25 seconds is, best practice. And then your agent settings will make sure that everyone gets the pie graph to get you started off on the right foot in a higher volume area, showing all the major volume counties. And then what affects your score is making sure that you're staying up to date with your clients, everyone, progressing your clients through the pipelines, and of course, receiving closings, and then our webinars. So I'll cover webinars here in a few moments as well. So I'm so sorry, everyone. I know that we went a couple more minutes over than I was allotted. I really apologize. The very last thing I wanted to talk about today, everyone, is going to be to close deals. Now, I understand this one's a little easier said than done, right? But by using all the methods that I talked about earlier, the handoff, the conversation, introducing yourself, scheduling an appointment as soon as possible that we tried to tee up for you, understanding the interest, you're going to be able to set more appointments. And that's exactly what we're looking for. And then get to the clients who are ready to transact faster. So, on average, everyone, agents with just one closed referral outrank agents who don't, of course, even if it's a rental lead. But as soon as you move that first referral over to closed, your priority will jump as well as your agent score. And you'll see, I, I'd be lying to you if I said that because of our strict quality guidelines, you're going to close every single referral we sent to you. And very realistic. I don't want to ruin our relationship by saying something completely crazy like that. Realistically, on average, everyone, PrimeStreet only converts around 20% of the raw leads into referrals to over to an agent. So out of every 100 leads that we receive, only 20 of them will ever move forward to an introduction, and then a smaller percentage will close. And this is why we really encourage everyone to accept or decline as many as possible, because it's going to push yourself up in the ranking and get yourself more appointments. And more appointments are going to lead to more closings as well. So the last two things I wanted to discuss today, everyone, is going to be the coverage areas as well. So as I mentioned earlier, you're able to set one primary zip code. So theoretically speaking, if you have that one zip code, but you receive a closing in another zip code, you'll be prioritized for the closing zip code and your priority zip code. So this is a really cool feature and something that you can use to fan yourself out, which is awesome. You can, put yourself for higher priority in different zip codes by receiving closings in those zip codes, which is an awesome feature that we have. And the very last thing I wanted to talk about today, everyone, is going to be our PrimeStreet webinars. I think the next one is tomorrow. I'm sorry, not tomorrow. This Thursday. It is going to be 11 a.m. CST. So 9 a.m. your time, and you are more than welcome to join this. And if you join this and complete a feedback session at the end of it, you get a boost to your score by 5 points for 30 days, which is awesome. And our webinars are really, really cool. A couple months ago, we hosted a webinar about AI and how a lot of real estate agents are using Chat GPT to create bodies of posts for Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. It's cool. I can talk about it for hours, but it was awesome. So we talked about that. So please join if you can. If you can't, we hold the webinar live for 5 days after it's aired. So you can go back in, watch it after 5 days and still receive your 5-point boost. So, which is cool. So please, if you can join, it's open to all agents within the PrimeStreet network, not just your team. So you can be talking to other agents in Florida or anything like that, which is awesome. That's all I had for everyone today. I really appreciate Travis, allowing me to come here and meet everyone. Thank you so much for your time. I've included agent support's email. If anything goes wrong with your application, please email them, or you can email me. That's my email at the bottom of the screen here. If you want to email me first, and I'll make sure it gets over to the proper channels, I'll take care of you as well. So does anyone have any questions regarding any of the information that we covered today?
I think it'd be good to do a quick recap. So let's say someone just gets signed up. They're brand new. Obviously, they have they don't have the agent ranking yet to be at the top of the list. What would be, I guess, the top three things they can do over the course of 30 days to boost their agent score?
Yeah, great question. So the first thing I would suggest, if you have time, everyone, is to join the webinar this Thursday. That's going to automatically boost your score by 5 points. So that's wonderful that we have that. Making sure whenever you become activated within the PrimeStreet network, keep your settings wide open, everyone. Keep it at that 0 and then put it all the way up to any price for 20 million. That's going to allow the application to send you as many invitations that it can learn from. Responding, this is the third one here, responding to the first invitations that come through, meaning possible referrals, is crucial, everyone. So do your best to click the accept or decline button on the first few invitations that it can learn from. That's going to set the pace for you, and really let the application know and the algorithm know that you're ready to rock because you accepted the first few, and it's going to set the pace for you to receive higher quality and more volume in the long run as well.
Cool. And I guess I have one question. Since you are adding in new territories into California, as time goes on, should agents that are out of the current regions that you're servicing, should they sign up still? And then will they be pinged when their territory opens up, or what would be the best way to, I guess, get notified that now there are leads available in their area?
That's a great question. Absolutely. I encourage all the agents, that we're not in the area just yet to become activated. Now, whenever you get the application downloaded and you're not in an area that we service, it will tell you. It says you're currently out of market. And when it does become in market, you'll get a ping from me and the mobile application as well. So absolutely, get yourself ready to rock, get yourself active within the PrimeStreet network, because whenever that, zip code is available, we'll let you know as soon as possible, and you're going to be active and start receiving leads.
Okay. That sounds good. So if you are not in PrimeStreet currently and you would like to get this added, again, it doesn't cost you any money, not upfront. It's a pay at close model. Just shoot me an email or a text. Just say you want to get an account, and we will send you an invite. And then there's a little onboarding process. You're basically just going to follow the steps on the app, and you'll get set up. So pretty quick and painless.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do see a couple questions here, Mr. Phillip. If you put a low value, will you get a lot of trailer parks? So, when you place it all the way down to 0, the application is going to ping you whenever a new referral is available, right? It will show you a couple of tidbits on what that referral is kind of wanting, the price point, when they're looking to buy or sell. It'll give you a quick little rundown. If you see something that you don't like, you're more than welcome to hit decline. If you have a trigger finger and you hit accept, completely okay. And then you get a call from one of our customer service representatives, and they cover what the client is looking for. And during that call, if that client isn't what you're looking for, you are more than welcome to tell the customer service representative, hey, this isn't what I'm looking for. That is completely okay. We will rerun the match. That does not hurt you in any way, shape, or form. So that's a great question.
So again, it's best. I guess that's where it differs from OpCity a bit. So it's best to leave it wide open so that it can learn what you do and do not want coming into your notifications. So keep
Absolutely.
that. I guess that's a key piece of information here is let it learn from your accepts and declines by having all the way open rather than setting your price point into a narrow margin because that'll decrease the amount of opportunities, it sounds like.
Yes. Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head, Mr. Travis. Absolutely. So just make sure you keep yourself wide open and accept or decline. Declining doesn't hurt you, and that is absolutely one of the key information here. You know, hitting decline doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form. Leaving yourself unresponded or not responding, that does hurt you. And making sure that you respond to the notifications that come through on your mobile device. Absolutely. How is the Orange County market? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send that county referral volume pie graph to everyone so you can just double check everything. I don't want to give any wrong information here about Orange County. I'll double check on that. And in the email that I send over to Mr. Travis, I'll include my PDF of my presentation today so everyone can have it for their records. And I'll include the answer to the Orange County market as well.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, got one more here.
Perfect. How will we be handling this with the new laws about the? It's a great question. So if anything new comes through, so right now we haven't changed anything through our agent agreement with the closing fees or anything like that. If any new developments arise, I will be one of the first to know, as I am taking care of Mr. Travis and the whole account, and I'll let you guys know as soon as possible. We do know that is coming up very, very soon, and if anything comes up or changes, we'll let you guys know as soon as possible.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Sounds good. Well, if there's no other questions, we'll go ahead and wrap up just a tad early today. Great info. Again, if you don't have an account, you want an account, even if it were, PrimeStreet is not in your area yet, it sounds like it's good to go ahead and sign up so that you will get notified when they open up your territory. They are expanding in California. They started in Southern California first. So just let us know if you want an account. We'll send you an invite and just go through the steps. It's pretty easy. So other than that, I appreciate you coming on, Michael. I'm
Of
sure we'll
course.
be in touch. Let me know about that broker boost,
Absolutely.
and then we will see everybody next week.
Perfect. You're very
All right.
welcome. Thank you again so much, everyone. Thank you for your partnership, and I'm looking forward to working with each and every one of you. Have a great day, everyone.
Sounds good. We'll see you later. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.